That's very important. The caffeine. Alright, I'm sharing this. Oh, it says your broadcast isn't available.
It says I'm
Nope,
live.
I'm staring at my head now. I don't know. Never mind.
Is it there?
Yeah, I don't know what my phone said.
No, there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Lower the seat. There we go. Hello. We're here to talk today about the big storm heading our way. Not just kidding. There's nothing.
It's like, what?
I even got Jenna. Her heart just skipped a beat. Wait. What? There's nothing. What did I miss? No, it's all in my head.
Yeah, I think everyone in Arkansas is happy.
Hey, we called it the Great Thaw of 2026.
Yeah, it's that. This week will be a good week. I mean, it already feels really nice out there.
Yeah, I just wonder if this is a false sense of security.
I've been saying I think winter's gonna come back, so cherish this while it's here.
Yep.
I was told in the 2:30 meeting to stop talking.
Stop talking about winter.
They're like, I don't want to hear it.
Was it Lindsay? Lindsay's.
It was Greg and Ernie.
Greg, because usually Lindsay Bryant's. I hate you.
No, she's on the morning shift this week.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Oh, normally she's like, I don't. She hates winter.
No,
she hates the winter.
No, even the tone you're talking about from Lindsay.
Yeah.
Well, and we've just been burning the candle on both ends for the news and the weather for all this event. So I think everyone here is like,
let me tell you, you're tired of it. We are, and I am too. I'm going to say it right now. I need a break. And I love winter weather. Everybody, I do, because
that's how you know. If Todd's saying he's tired of it, that's
when I say I love winter weather. What I love is a snow that lasts 2 days maybe, and everything returns to normal.
So 10 days is too long.
10 days is too long. I like a snow that especially if it can hit on the weekend and not have disruptions, but one that you can go out, you can play in, make memories, take pictures. And then in a couple days, go about your life. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Not this. This is just
different.
Yeah. I like to have to me, snow days are like holidays. This was not a holiday. This was a nightmare.
This was a nightmare. Yeah. You ready?
Yeah. See.
All right.
Welcome.
And we are back for Arkansas Storm Team Live at 3 o'clock. I'm Arkansas Storm Team Meteorologist Jenna Warner here with KRK4 Chief Meteorologist Todd Jacobian.
Great to be here.
Outside today.
It's funny.
Happy.
You call warm. What's the temperature?
58 now?
57. Well, hold on. You might be right. Hold on. Let me see the updated temp. 56. But it doesn't matter. It's in the 50s. And in January, at the beginning of January, we would never have thought 56 or 57 degrees would be warm because it was 70 and wasn't it close to 80 in spots?
Yes.
And so this would have been considered, oh, it's nice out. Nice. It's cool. No, this is warm now.
Yeah, things have changed.
Things have changed. It's like you came out of prison. Things have changed.
And I think everyone in Arkansas agrees.
Yes.
We all stepped outside of our cocoons, staying warm and everything this afternoon, and we were like, maybe I don't need a coat right now.
No, you don't. I look for patterns and I look for cycles in our weather pattern. And so I'm starting to see one possibly develop here. How the first half of January was warm. The second half countered that, obviously. Mm-hmm. And we were so above average the first 15 days and so below average the last 15 days that we ended the month 0.7 degrees below average.
So it kind of evened out.
It kind of evened out. And that's why, I'm going to go on a rant. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here's my rant for the day. I'm going to get it on my soapbox. Are you ready?
I'm intrigued.
Okay. When NOAA releases their winter outlooks, which everybody, including myself, puts out there and says this is what NOAA says, they'll say, okay, averages over the next 3 months, okay? There's a high chance for above average temperatures, okay? Let's just say that they say there's a high chance for above average temperatures.
Yeah.
And below average snowfall, or below average precipitation. Everybody immediately, their mind goes to, okay, we're not going to have snow this winter.
Yeah.
And this was a classic case of why you can't go by that.
Well, I think we even said just because this shows that we could be above average, that
Hmm.
doesn't mean we're not going to see winter weather.
Right.
Because
When you
we
look
can be
at
above average if you have, 3 days that bring you snow and they're cold, and then the rest of winter warmer.
right,
That gives you above normal, but
that's
you
right.
still saw snow.
And if you go back and you look at the winter so far from December 1st, meteorological winter, to now, I'm willing to bet you anything it's above average.
I would agree, especially even like I remember the beginning of December and that last half of November was really cold,
Right.
and then that
And
flipped
then
too.
it
We
flipped.
were nearly 70 degrees on Christmas.
Right. And I mean, we're in the 80s some of that time too,
Yeah.
close to it. In some
I remember
places,
Texarkana being, we'd
80
point them out and be
degrees.
like, it's 80 in
But now the
Texarkana.
perception is now, but so when you look at the winter so far, you're thinking, okay, it's been a harsh winter. No, it hasn't been a harsh winter. The past 10 days have been harsh, but the winter as a whole has been warm.
Yeah. Well, you got to think about it like a math problem,
Yeah.
Like, put yourself back in grade school. You have a word problem. You're taking the average of a bunch of different, we've got however many days in winter, meteorological winter, that goes from December 1st to the last day of February, which this year is February 28th.
Hmm.
Um, each one of those days, you're taking the average temperature, not just the high, but also you're taking your average temperature, putting all those together, and then that's your average. So it's
Hmm.
not as easy as just pointing at last week. We got to the single digits at one point, 2 weeks ago. I don't. Time doesn't feel real. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. That does not equate to the overall average, but that doesn't mean it's not a feeling.
Right. But the perception, the perception now, if you were to ask people, and not show the numbers, not show the statistics, but if you were to go somebody on the street and say, "What do you think about this winter so far?" It's been brutal.
Yeah, I would agree. I would say
That's
that's
what they're
fun.
going to say. But when you look at the averages, that's not the case. That's not the
Yeah.
story. So that's why when those winter outlooks come out, we say, this is what it's saying, but remember, this doesn't tell the whole story. And now you see why we are reluctant about those forecasts. They're not forecasts, they're outlooks. And it's the same
Yeah.
thing with the 6 to 10 day and the 8 to 14 day by the Climate Prediction Center when they put out their, above average um, temperatures or something. Well, you can have a really cold day there.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
then those are even a likelihood. So then to show those, you've got to explain just
right.
because you're red in this one spot,
Doesn't
that
mean
doesn't
you're
mean
warm either.
it's going to be 90 degrees there. No, it's just saying there's a high likelihood.
I saw a meteorologist, and I'm not going to say who. It's not in Arkansas, but somewhere else that had the 6 to 10 day outlook and it had warm or not warm, but orange, and on it warm. That's not what it. That's not what
That's
it's
not what it
telling you. That's
means.
not what that means. Okay, am I off my soapbox now?
Hey, I think that the people appreciate it.
All right, let's see. We're on social media if you want to ask us questions. So let's get into
Yeah,
it.
just head to Todd's page, ask us any questions you got, or, you know, tell us anything you have.
Shirley says, "I hope we are through with snow and cold weather." Well, as I said, I see pattern. I see a pattern based on what we have seen so far this winter. Where okay, so the first half of January, I think we're looking at the same thing with February. The first half of February, I think, is going to end up being above average. Now,
Yeah.
I think the second half of February changes, but I don't think it's going. I think it's going to be different than what we saw in January. In that, I think because we're going into spring, I don't think the temperatures will be that as cold as it was.
Mm.
But the storminess and the chance for wintry weather is still on the table. I think the last half of February, and I don't think it's going to be as cold as what we had. But winter's not done.
No, no, we still have plenty of time left with
Hmm.
winter. Still a possibility. Even though
Right,
we're talking about some pretty warm temperatures at the end of this week into next
right.
weekend. Today's been warm.
Arkansas.
Arkansas. That's what's
Yeah,
happening. That
that
doesn't
is.
mean it's, we're going to be warmer from here on out.
No, we're not. That doesn't mean to go to the garden center and buy your mulch and get your
Oh,
flowers
yeah.
in. Don't do
Don't
that.
do that
We've
unless it's
got
something that can be planted in the
right.
cold.
So what I'm trying to say is their winter's not done. I think that when we look back at this winter, we'll say that the worst of the winter was the last part of January,
Yeah.
but it reared its ugly head back in February. I don't know if I call it ugly.
I was going to say I thought you liked
Yeah, I was
winter.
just say I don't think I could. That's a bad word for me. It showed itself again
Yeah.
the last half of February.
Yeah.
Okay, and what say you? I don't know.
I
That's
mean,
that's where I'm standing.
I
Stand
feel
with it.
like I agree with that. And apparently Puxatawny Phil agrees with
Oh
that.
yeah,
So
the rodent.
There's that. Yeah, I will say I'm not a fan of Groundhog Day as a meteorologist.
Why is that?
It just, if my job was just dependent on me getting out of bed and trying to see if I saw my shadow or not, first of all, that sounds like a great gig. But second of all, the percentage of time that Phil is actually correct, who would listen to Phil? He's correct like 40% of the time.
It's
Sorry,
fun.
Phil.
It's just it's I know what you're saying. It's
I
just
know it's a fun thing and like gets
yeah.
everyone happy, and I'm not going to stand in the way of anyone's happiness, but if someone comes at the forecast saying, "Well, Phil said this."
What about the old Farmer's Almanac? I knew I was gonna get that look.
There are positive sides to the Farmer's Almanac, but the weather prediction aspects, not one of them. But
I
didn't they like this? Isn't this the last issue of the Farmer's Almanac? The
I can't. Is it the
2026,
old farmers,
2025?
the farmers? I can't keep it because I don't.
I want to say
I've
like
never
they
read
put
them.
out the last issue or
Yeah,
something.
I think they may have. I don't know.
It's kind of sad. I don't know.
Um, Gosh, I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
It's
I'm still trying to
Monday.
recover from the past week and a half. Uh, oh, so I was watching the Poxitani Phil stuff this morning out of Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and I just noticed that there was this like line of those. I gotta be careful with what I say. Older men who are wearing the black caps
Oh,
and
like a top
coats,
hat.
top hat, and I want to be one of those guys one day, just for 1 year.
Does Arkansas have anything equivalent to
No,
that?
I want to do that in Pennsylvania. I want to be one of those guys that comes out there with the hat and the black coat and everything, who's, you
You
know,
pick up the
it's
groundhog.
got to be some sort of
This is what
club.
Bill said.
Yeah, it's got to be some club or something that it's some exclusive club. But I would love to be an honorary member of that for 1 day on
Yeah.
Groundhog Day
I mean, they should
and wear
put
that hat.
meteorologists in that club because we
Yeah.
have to battle, I feel like, with Phil the most.
I don't
So,
I don't even want to have to pull Phil out of that thing what they pull him out of. I just want to be able to stand there with that top hat on and that coat and a beard and just on stage on February 2nd up in Foxatawny,
it
Pennsylvania.
sounds fun.
It does.
Why not?
You know what I'm talking about? Those guys that are always wearing
Yeah,
the
and they've
top.
got like the trench coats.
Yes, that's what I want to do for a day on next year. That's what I want to do next year on
Well,
Groundhog Day.
I think we know what we need to ask Next Star to do.
Do we
If
have a
you're
sta I'm sure we have a
listening,
station up
can
there.
you send Todd
Yeah.
to Puxatawny?
I don't want to be part of the crowd. I just want to be part of their thing, their club,
I
just for
mean,
a day.
it would be fun.
Yeah. Um,
It'd be cool to cover.
so we had our groundhog that says 6 more weeks of potholes.
Yeah, our groundhog did say that in Arkansas. I saw that on your page.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry.
cool.
Did you hit any yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. How
Have
bad?
you?
No. Well, just small ones. But
Yeah.
I mean, you're worried. You're driving down the road because people are saying they're going to think I'm under the influence of something, and I'm not. I'm
Right,
dodging
there's a
potholes.
pothole, a
I mean,
pothole.
it's what I'm worried. It's like It's like, do I hit the pothole or do I swerve and try to miss it? You know?
Yeah, but then what are you swerving away from?
Yeah, you gotta be careful. It's
Yeah,
dangerous out there.
it is hard, and they will definitely take out your car. My
Hmm.
aunt took out the axle of her car in a big pothole in Chicago. We still don't know how she did this because it really doesn't sound even like possible with just that sentence. But this is what she says. So I guess be careful with potholes because they could take out your axle, and that's
Yes,
not cheap.
it ruins your alignment. I mean, you can do a lot of damage to your car, thousands and thousands of dollars in damage if you hit one of those potholes just right at a high speed. So, and you got to be
Yeah,
careful out there. And I was kind of surprised that so many schools canceled today.
I thought the same thing.
My secondary road still has snow and ice on it, but there's a rut, where you can put your tires and go just fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at some point we're going to have to say we can do this and get the kids back in school. But that's my opinion. I think it can be done safely.
Well, and I think the kids want to go back to school.
Well, yeah, mine are back. So
That's good.
yeah, I don't know if they're having class or not. I just took them back. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That'd be bad. No, I definitely think it's been a long stretch for the kids
Yeah,
for sure at home. And
and
I mean,
parents.
being a kid, you always like a snow day, but then once it gets to be this long, like they're on what, day 6 of school days, like not including the weekend,
Yeah,
that's a long time. I feel like
it
you're sitting there
is.
like, I want to see my friends, I want to go to lunch.
It's like a preview of spring break. Chris Simon says she clearly hates rodents.
Yeah, you caught me. No, I love animals. I promise.
All right, so you spent a couple of years in South Carolina.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my friend Andy out in Florence, or as he calls it, Flowtown. Is that what they call it out there? That's
They called a number of things. I've
do they
heard
go oh,
Flowtown.
you know, anyway, so I think they ended up with 8 or 9 inches of snow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real nice South Carolina snowstorm. I don't know if it's nice because it impacted a lot of infrastructure. Blizzard conditions
I
in the
saw the
Outer
video. Yeah.
Banks. I mean, that's not something you see all the time. Of course, there's spots in North Carolina that really got missed just by how the system was set up. So, like,
Right.
Raleigh's looking around them like,
I
where's
think
my
Charlotte
snow?
got almost a foot, right around a
Yeah.
foot of snow in Charlotte. Myrtle Beach was covered in snow. I don't know how much Myrtle got. Do you know?
I don't know, but I know a decent amount.
Ed
I had
Ed
friends texting
Piotrowski
me
over
like,
there
I've
is
got to go to work.
so the chief meteorologist at the station that Jenna worked at, Ed Piotrowski. I follow him, and I've met him once, but communicated with him. He's a great guy.
He is.
But he keeps the Christmas lights on his house
Oh, Ed loves
just in
Christmas.
case it snows.
It's paid off for him the past two
Past 2
years.
years, it did pay off for him.
Yeah,
But
no, Ed keeps Christmas decorations up like year round.
really,
Yeah, there's gonna be a Christmas tree somewhere in his house up year round. Not all of them, because I think each room has a Christmas tree.
hmm
Once you get into like October, Ed starts playing Christmas music. I think the earliest I've heard him play was May.
is
You
it
walk
the earliest or the latest?
I don't even know at that point, but I've definitely walked into the studio
Yeah.
because he always plays music. I've walked in the studio like going into work. You hear like Noel, no, and it's just you're like, okay, I guess this is happening today.
We do that here, but it's
It's so funny.
Joe. Joe. Anyway,
Oh, Joel.
what do we say? Oh well, we've had some good times here with that and Joel. All right, can you punch up weather graphics because I was going to show everybody
Yes.
what's happening here um, on Max One. I mean, I haven't done all that much this weekend. I was about as lazy as one can get for a weekend. What about you? You had your dad in
I
town,
went to Hot Springs.
and
It
you
was
won a
cool.
lot of money at Oaklawn.
I lost all the money I went today, which was only $25.
Only $25. That's good.
I lost it really quickly playing blackjack though.
See, I don't even play blackjack.
I didn't either. I was walking around with my dad, and I was
And
like
he was
trying to
playing the
explain to
blackjack.
him,
Yeah,
no, because neither of us really gambles. And he had asked me if I knew how to play blackjack, and I
yeah.
was like, "That's the one that you have to get to like 21, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, good enough." And so he just sits down, and I was sitting there like, the ladies asked me questions like, "Split this deck." I'm like, "What does that mean?"
They have a blackjack table for beginners. If I go, if
Yeah,
I go, I'm
no,
just playing the slots.
the
That's all I
slots
do.
are
Yeah.
fun.
If I can find a slot and entertain myself for like 2 or 3 hours and play a penny slot on $20, I'm happy. That's $20 of entertainment for 2 or 3
That's
hours.
what I
That's what I
usually
do.
do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I roll. Not very I'm not a high roller.
No, I'm scared of the
Yeah.
tables.
So we've got a front coming through here, and we've got a little chance for rain. I think some showers break out tonight, uh, late tonight, and tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, I don't know if the kids are going to be going back to school or not tomorrow, but if they are,
Yeah.
there's going to be a few rain showers. But the good news about tonight is we're not forecasting temperatures to go below 32 tonight. So there will be melting even at night. Now it slows down, of course, because the sun's going to be going down and slow it down. But we're going to have more melting overnight.
Exactly.
And then you put a little rain on that too. Not much, but there will be a few showers coming through. This is Tuesday morning, 10 o'clock, and then it all shifts towards the east. Now, I'm saying mainly morning, but there will be a couple of showers, I think, in southeastern Arkansas lingering into the afternoon. But
Yeah.
I think that's about it. And then we were talking about the weekend too. This is Super Bowl
So
weekend too.
nice. Oh, that's right. It is the
hmm
Super Bowl this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about a high of 63 on Super Bowl Sunday. Juliana and I were saying earlier on 11 a.m. live. That's almost like we should have outdoor Super Bowl parties.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it'd be a little cool, I think, because the Super Bowl's in the evening.
Yeah, but we're all
It'll still be
used to
nice.
the cold
I
by
know we
now.
should be acclimated to that, but this is gonna be one of the nicest weekends we've seen in a long, long, long time.
Yeah. Code word, get out and enjoy it.
Absolutely. So we really don't have much going on weather-wise over the next week or so, except for that chance for rain. But I wanted to look at, and I've got it here. See here, 10-day pops or probability of precipitation. It shows 20. I would ignore that for the weekend. Just look at Tuesday, and then again by the middle of next week, it looks like we might get something coming through here. Also want to talk about because we're going to be going into severe weather season here soon, and I'm trying to find my graphics, and I'm stalling, and I'm stalling, and I'm stalling. Do you have
That's
this
how it
problem
works.
too?
Yes, because I have so many graphics in
hmm
my show. I need to go through, especially after the snowstorm, ice storm that we just went through. I have added a million graphics at once, or whenever you fill in on the morning show because you have a million more hits.
Yeah.
So I have, 3 instances of our extended forecast. It's all behind the scenes stuff, It's kind of hard keeping up with the
I,
amount of
I
graphics we have sometimes.
I'm
And you
going through
can't
my
have more than 400,
no, yeah, the 400 is the limit in the computer.
which just sounds like a lot, but it's not, I promise.
It's not. So this is showing. This is a computer model showing. And I took Friday into the 60s. This is showing 70 on Friday.
I believe it.
I wouldn't doubt it. But there's a little dip this week. There's a little push of cooler air. Nothing unusual.
I will say 46. I think we can handle that.
We'll handle 46. Yeah, and then so you see how this is the big great thaw of 2026. Then low temperatures. Oh, it gets a little chilly. Uh,
Yeah.
but then it's just a couple of nights below freezing, and we're right back above freezing here. Um, I mean, I've been looking at the long range forecast again for the last part of February, last half of February, and there's so much contradiction right now
Hmm.
that as you would typically get. But right now, everything is showing this Western trough, going this big Western trough on all the ensembles and everything. Whenever you have a Western trough, you can forget about any cold weather in the central or eastern United States. It's well, maybe New England, but for most of us, it shuts winter down.
Yeah.
But I could easily see them flip and do something crazy, the models, and see something. So I'm kind of watching those thinking, okay, that's what it shows now, but I'm waiting to see a flip. The Eastern Pacific Oscillation, which I pay so much attention to, which is the Alaskan Ridge, is going positive, which is the kiss of death for winter around here.
Yeah.
That means no winter. It's going strongly positive, but AO and NAO are negative. So
It's something to watch.
there's contradictions going on, and I think when you have such a huge cold outbreak like that, you always pull out of that with some strong thaw, and then the models will try to. I just don't see how we go through all February without something else.
I would agree with that. It would be nice, don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
but I do think the writing's just on the wall that something's going to come back,
Yeah.
given the pattern that we've been in since December, November, really.
And we're coming out of this La Nina. La Nina typically brings extremes, and so I think we're just going to continue that extreme. You have this warm
Yeah.
part of February, the first half, and then you're going to go back into some interesting weather. The other thing, you think about all this cold weather we've had, and this is the time of the year that I start checking on the sea surface temperatures in the Gulf, because if I've seen it years where the anomalies it's colder than average, and that usually stunts the severe weather. Kind of keeps the severe weather season delayed.
Interesting. I wouldn't
So
have thought to look there for the
yeah,
sign.
because if you can't get that deep moisture to come back, if it's not, it's you're not getting the fuel for thunderstorms. But
Exactly.
when I see the Gulf having above average sea surface temperatures, then you start to worry, and they are still, despite the cold, still very much above average.
Mm,
So when we start getting these systems more frequently and the jet stream becomes more energized here going into spring and the transition of seasons, it's not going to have any problem in delivering quality, not quality, but rich, deep moisture from the Gulf. This should not be an issue.
that's unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate. So I wanted this cold air to kind of chill out the Gulf some, but it
Right? Add a few
didn't do much.
icebergs or something? No, that would never happen.
Yeah, icebergs. Yeah, icebergs in the Gulf.
One can
That's
only hope.
yeah, that's the end of the world as
Actually, I'm
we know
not
it.
sure that'd be helpful for the golf either. I don't know. You
No.
know what I'm saying.
So Christopher Pipkin has been following this. I'm calling it the Arkansas Glacier.
It feels like we live in a glacier.
So 10 consecutive days of at least 1 inch of snow and ice, or snow and sleet on the ground. The Weather Service counts sleet as snow. Uh, and you look at the top three there, not many people around that were around in 1918. So I think it's safe to say that in most of our life, if not all of our lifetimes, so this is the
You
longest
mean you don't
stretch.
remember
I
1895?
I don't remember 1895, and I don't remember 1918. I know Ned Permy does. No, I'm just kidding, Ned. If you're watching, I'm sorry, Ned.
No, it's too good of a joke not to make. I mean, 10 days.
Yeah, 10 days, 10 consecutive days with there's Laura. What? I'm just warning our viewers.
Oh, okay.
And so 10 days, consecutive days with at least 1 inch of snow and ice on the ground, beating 2021 is now 6 on the list, not fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Fully off the map. I mean, it's been around for a bit. We're not going to get to 27 days.
No,
I don't think
no.
so. That just.
It wasn't 1918. I gotta go. It was the year without a summer is what I think it was called. Let me Google that real quick.
The year without a
Have you ever heard
summer?
about that?
No, I'm intrigued.
The year without a summer. 1816. Sorry,
I think it's a little off.
I was only 100 years off.
Oh, wait. I think I have it. No, I mean, I guess the mini ice age would have been before that.
Well, it was because global temperatures dropped
Yeah, I have
severe,
heard of this.
and I think it was because of a volcano. Yeah, Mount Tambora is in the eruption of that put so much stuff in the air that it reflected the sunlight and had global temperatures drop. So I was wrong about that.
I have heard of this.
Yeah.
And we actually talked about an interesting fallout from the year without a summer, which I
Hmm.
didn't know was named that. That's a very like catchy name. In grad school, the blaming of witchcraft and that sort of thing in
Hmm.
England and then was brought over to the US all started. I mean, it didn't fully start in 1816, but it really started to be like more of an uproar of a thing because they thought witchcraft was the reason that like a
Really?
lot of crops went out.
And that was in what year? That was 1816?
I think so.
Well, no,
I could be
according.
wrong, but there was a period like that was like to blame for a lot of people being angry
Well,
about witchcraft.
it says here the climatic aberrations of 18. I got to Google these words. Uh, a volcanic winter created by the April 1815 eruption of Mount Tambora on Sumbawa. Anyway, it happened then. It could happen again.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a quick way of changing the climate across the globe.
100%.
Is to throw a bunch
Volcanic
of
eruptions can do
ash
that.
and gas up into the atmosphere and it reflects the sunlight.
Yeah, make it dark.
So, all right, this week quiet. I think it's a week of recovery.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Got some rain showers in the forecast for tomorrow. Anything else am I missing?
We had I think I've got Max 2 up on it now. Um,
Oh yes, I noticed this last night. It was
yesterday.
so bright.
It really was bright. And would you believe it was our first non super moon after a series of 4 in a row? So it looked really big and bright out there,
Right.
but it was just a regular full moon.
But with the snow on the ground and it was clear last
Just
night,
reflected off
you could read a book
everything.
outside
You really
and
could.
not have anything but the moonlight.
It was very bright. And we got a lot of pictures just showing how
Mhm.
bright it was. Um, Aptly named the snow moon, and that's not just because we have snow on the ground now that it's named the snow moon. It's February's full moon is always named, at least one of its names is the snow moon, because there's a good chance in the northern hemisphere that snow is on the ground somewhere in the month of February.
Mhm.
Just kind of. I think it's also called the hungry moon because it was hard to find food around
That makes sense
February.
too.
By indigenous tribes.
But we got the worm moon coming up.
Yeah, March 3rd, we got the worm moon.
Pink
We got this
flowers.
cool picture.
Yeah.
Such a detailed photo from Angela
I
Trotter.
think you can see the American flag there that Neil Armstrong put.
Oh,
No, I'm
no,
just
I see
kidding.
it.
I'm just kidding. I see Marvin the Martian. I'm
He's right
angry.
there.
Do you know who Marvin the Martian is?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm not that old. I'm angry, very, very angry. That's my best
You do a
Marvin.
good Marvin
Thank you,
Martian.
Marvin the Martian.
That's hilarious. Yeah, no, it was just. I think there's a photo somewhere showing like just how bright it was. Oh yeah.
Yes,
Sent this in.
that's what I'm talking about. You could read a book outside last night. It was so bright.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would say that looks like night.
I
You
know.
could make a case that looks like twilight or
Yeah, but that's the moon there.
dark day
Yeah.
or something. But yeah, that is wild. And you can even see that just area of moonlight reflected onto the slab of ice out there. Just yeah, interesting. It'll rise again tonight at 6:44. It won't
6.
be 100% full. It's technically a waning gibbous now.
Okay.
But still, it's
It's gonna
gonna
be
look
bright.
full
Yeah.
for the next few days.
Although we will have clouds increasing late tonight. Now, Randy, we're almost done with out of time here, but Randy Myers says, "How's our drought?" Well, we're still in a bad drought, but at the same time, Joel and I were talking about this last week. All this snow, and there it is. What are we in? Is that exceptional now?
Yeah, That came
That's
out last Thursday. We gotta wait for melting though.
yeah. Once the stuff melts, that's going to help because I think every bit of that is going to seep into the ground with the slow
Hmm.
melt. So it doesn't get rid of the drought, but it's going to help things out.
We're in such a deficit that we definitely need way more
Yeah,
than this, but it's gonna help. But
absolutely.
I think that's all the time we have.
Yes. I will be on at 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, and you are on.
At 5:30 and 6:30 on Fox 16.
All right. Thank you all very much for trusting us and have a great rest of your day. All right, everybody on social media. Um, anything else you want to say?
I just freaked out trying to end it because I put the wrong thing up, but we're fine now.
Would oh, we're fine.
We're good.
Let's see if
We got
anybody.
a lot of buttons to press over here if you guys hadn't noticed.
Yeah, there's.
You gotta press them all at once too. It's like, oh. Yeah, do we have any
I'm
questions?
trying to say because I don't get. Kids are going to school tomorrow down here in Star City anyway. Good. Let's get
That's
everybody
good.
back to normal. Kids are probably no. Maybe the kids do want to go back.
Maybe. I feel like I'd want to go back. Maybe not. I don't know.
If Poxitawny Phil was a rabbit, would she get on board? I don't know. I don't know what that means. One of these days you're going to make. I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right. Thank y'all very much for trusting us. I'm going to get ready. I got to go cut some stuff. And do you too? You got to cut some.
Yeah, we got some
stuff. All right,
teases.
teases to stuff. All right. See y'all later. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on the TV.